Hi, Toni.
Hi, Toni.
Hello, Toni. Hi, Toni.
Hello. This is Toni. She is a Disney adult, and she has been visiting Disneyland pretty much every week for the past 10 years to see her favorite character, Peter Pan. All of TikTok right now is obsessively watching her videos because they are convinced that her own content has outed her as a gigantic red flag, big old stalker. So we're going to review the footage together. We're going to hear from Toni herself. We're going to hear from the actors who have played Peter Pan. And we're going to decide if she's just a regular Disney adult or if she's, you know, an actual red flag stalker.
Petrified pirouette!
So back in 2016, when Toni was 17, she took a trip to Disneyland that was very magical, apparently. And she had an interaction with a Peter Pan actor who just made her feel extra special. And so she decided, oh my God, I want to come back here all the time. So that's what she started doing. And then she got an internship with Disney where she got access to the park that very few people got. And that just made her fall in love more and more with Disney itself and Peter Pan. Eventually, she just started coming once a week on her own and started documenting her many trips to Disneyland, and that's pretty much what she's doing now. She's a married 27-year-old TikToker who only documents her trips to Disneyland, mostly with Peter Pan. And you're gonna notice that she interacts with Peter Pan in a very unique way for a 27-year-old woman.
What parasocial media app did you post these on? Only stands?
Toni consistently makes these grand romantic gestures to Peter Pan. She says he's the love of her life. She will mention marriage and proposals. She'll hug him for a very long time. They will lock arms. It's very much romanticized. Over the years, multiple Peter Pan actors have had to establish firm boundaries with her and repeatedly come up with creative ways to get her to back off.
No. No. No.
We go to homecoming with me?
To homecoming?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what this homecoming is, but I'm not going!
But her most recent viral video with, I think, 50 million views is the one that everyone is talking about right now. In the video, Toni approaches Peter Pan with a hand-crocheted dinosaur that she made for him herself. And she then proceeds to talk with him for several minutes while other children and parents are waiting in line, waiting to talk to him.
What? Whoa! Where did you get this?
I made it.
No, you didn't.
I made it.
This is really nice.
Thanks.
What am I supposed to do with it?
I wanted to take a picture of you with it.
Oh, okay.
I'm uncomfortable.
I don't think a whimsical, pleasant little boy is supposed to snap at you and be like, what? I don't think that's supposed to happen. Another thing that a lot of people mentioned was his response to getting a handcrafted gift was kind of, you know, it's basically he was just like, thanks, what am I supposed to do with this? It's just a little, it starts off weird from the jump. So yeah, she gave him a gift, but it didn't come without expectations of her own.
So what do I get? Oh, you want another prize? Do you still have the leaf? I do.
Apparently, Peter Pan gave her a leaf from the week before, but she still wanted another gift in return for the hand-crocheted dinosaur, so she made him walk around the park and look for a gift for her, and he eventually just settles on a wood chip that he finds on the ground and just hands it to her, and it's like, here. But that didn't stop her. Toni and her friend just kept hanging around and bothering him.
No. What? Why are you looking at me like that? What did I do?
Nothing.
You're already dressed like pumpkins?
Yeah, it's Summerween.
That's not a real thing.
We love Halloween so much that we celebrate it twice a year.
But if you celebrate it all the time, it's not special.
You should try it.
No. Well, now what? You have your prizes. I have my prize.
No, we'll see you next week, right?
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out about face her.
Peter's face at the end of this video is what makes the entire comment section go nuts and this whole story blow wide open. His face essentially just became a meme. People joked in the comments, they had their fun, and overall it was pretty lighthearted at first. A lot of memes, and some of them are funny, admittedly, but it started getting out of hand with misinformation, like very badly. Like there was a video posted with an AI voice news anchor person who was basically saying that Toni got banned from the park and she had spent millions and millions of dollars. And then there was another video saying that Toni comes from a billionaire family, and the Peter Pan actor got fired because of her. None of that is true. Nevertheless, this kind of just amplified the entire story, and it just really made people think that she is actively stalking Peter Pan. So now she's called the Peter Pan Stalker.
We're in Tinker Hell. Please, somebody pray. Pray.
So naturally, there were multiple people who were involved in this whole thing, and they responded, the first one being Toni's friend.
Not only is Toni being bullied for something totally innocent, now she's getting threats. Her husband is being contacted on Facebook. There's a petition to get her banned from Disneyland.
And then there was Toni's response here, which actually came from a USA Today interview, and there were multiple quotes that address everything.
This video is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. Oh, I've been injured. Oh, where's my doctor? Barbara? Oh, perfect. Barbara, I'm gonna need your professional opinion. Hello?
There's a reason why you don't trust a cat to handle your injury. Just like there's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury firm.
Caw. For 35 years, Morgan & Morgan has fought tirelessly for those who have been hurt by someone else's negligence. And they have everything that Barbara doesn't. Experience, a love of justice, adequate critical thinking skills, speech, opposable thumbs. It's a long list. And they've accomplished a lot more than Barbara. Since opening up shop, Morgan & Morgan has recovered over $30 billion in damages. They've expanded their network to over 1,000 lawyers and 100 law offices across the country. And they're so confident that their fee is free unless they win. Okay, if you don't start writing a prescription, I will start making cat got your tongue jokes. I'm so serious. Whether you've been injured by a drunk driver, a wet grocery store floor, a medical mistake, or a faulty chair, you deserve to be rightfully compensated for the injuries that were not your fault. You shouldn't have to drown in medical bills and lost wages and pain. And that's what Morgan & Morgan believes, and that's what they fight to achieve. To see if you have a claim, you can go to forthepeople.com/Poynter. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment.
People can take something really small and turn it into something big without even knowing what it's truly about. And then there's a whole blurb in here where she's talking about how she treats the actors with respect and says, I strongly believe that because I'm someone who has worked for Disney, when I go there, I always ask them, can I hug you? I allow them to lead the interactions. So I'll wait for him to be like, let's go for a walk. I'm not going to initiate the walk.
No, just stop. You knew that Pete had to go on a walk to find the gift that you asked for. So I'm getting mad.
Toni says she's kept in touch with the original Peter Pan she met in 2015, but she tries to not think of them as individuals. The character is singular. I try to keep the Disney magic as there's only one, and he's the Peter, but I do have favorites. Dylan does not think that what Toni is doing is considered harassment or stalking.
As you could see in the video, Toni's behavior did make me feel a little awkward and uncomfortable, but at no point did it cross any boundaries of what a character interaction should look like at Disneyland.
And to make his point that she is not harassing him, tells this story about how he had a previous experience with a guest at the park.
My family came to visit me, which is always really endearing, and she somehow figured out who my family was and decided to follow them around in the park for a day.
For those who do not know, it is incredibly common for actresses and actors to experience unwanted touching and stalking, harassment. It's very common. And they all go through varying degrees of it, but many of them have experienced something.
There were more moments that the Disney princesses endured with really creepy dads and really creepy older men that would circle the queue lines and do similar things, most of the time much worse, and be handsy with the princesses on cast at Disney World.
I don't fully agree with everything that Dylan is saying. I don't want to discredit his feelings or his experience. That, of course not. I'm sure everything he's saying is truthful to how he actually feels. That part I'm not talking about. I also don't think you should go out there and cyberbully Toni. Absolutely not. I don't even think she's a stalker. I don't. She isn't tracking these people down. She's not following them and talking to their families and finding them on social media, and she's not peeping through their windows at night or, getting super involved in their personal lives. that we know of, but her behavior is still inappropriate. And it is the exact kind of behavior that leads to stalking. I did some research, some hard research, and I looked up the definition of harassment. Harassment is considered to be unwanted, repeating, annoying / threatening behavior that makes a person feel upset, scared, or unsafe. And she fits that description, at least. She is consistently making these actors feel uncomfortable. Dylan even admitted that himself, that she makes him uncomfortable. That's not cool. These actors already go through a lot of this kind of crap on a day-to-day basis, and she knows that because she has worked there, and I'm sure she's seen it herself. And she continues to do it. She continues to see the reactions that she is getting, and she doesn't care because she's in this world of fantasy and magic, and that's more important than making people feel safe and not creeped out and, judged and sexualized. It also makes me wonder if these Peter Pan actors were not consistently establishing firm boundaries with her verbally, would her behavior be more aggressive? In my opinion, it's possible, for sure. She reminds me a lot of Tyler Catastrophe. If you guys don't know, I did a video on Tyler Catastrophe a few months ago. He is a TikToker who is in an obsessive parasocial relationship with Wilbur Soot from Lovejoy. For years, he has done a lot of the same stuff that Toni is doing, professing his love, regularly showing up at shows, giving him gifts, making his entire personality and brand based around this Wilbur Soot guy. And now, after years and years and years and years of this behavior, he is now in the middle of trying to move from Texas all the way over to the UK, in the exact same city where Wilbur Soot is living. That's stalking. Toni hasn't done anything as drastic as that yet, but parasocial relationships can oftentimes take many, many years to formulate and result in something as drastic as what Tyler Catastrophe is doing right now. So it's entirely possible that we see Toni actually develop a very, very intense parasocial relationship with one of these Peter Pan actors because she's doing all the behaviors that lead to more intense stuff like harassment and stalking. And these actors who are uncomfortable know this. They instinctually know it because they know the signals that she is sending them often leads to worse. Even if you do not compromise a person's privacy or their boundaries, if you are consistently making them feel like you might, that's a problem. So Toni, if you see this, I don't know if you will, but if you see this, just watch it, be nice and be more mindful of how these actors are responding to you. Let's just go back to the whole Tyler Catastrophe story. It's too relevant right now for what we're talking about. So please click the box in the top left-hand corner and I will see you over there. That is my time. Toodles.